cloudy weather up there overlooking Kuala Lumpur, but you have a very nice view. I'm on Mayers Hill, and right here with me is my 2023 Yamaha MT09. Now, for some of you that may know, I daily on the MT09. It's been with me almost a year now, almost reaching its 20,000 kilometer mark. So I'll give my honest review of it, my honest review on it for the last 20,000 kilometers that I've owned this bike. Now, let's get things out of the way. Price. Now, price, it's 55,000 ringgit on the road, and for 55,000, your competition would be the Z900 from Kawasaki, the Street Triple 765R from Triumph, the Duke 790, and you can also include the GSX 8S from Suzuki, but it's way cheaper than this bike, and it makes 40 less horsepower on the wheel. Actually 30 less horsepower. We'll get to that in a bit. Now, you've got competitions out there. Why the MT09? Why did I choose the MT09 last year? Well, for starters, I don't consider myself as a Yamaha fanboy, even though Malaysia is a very Rossi crazy country, and everybody growing up watching MotoGP, they idolize Rossi. So that's why Honyong Yamaha, well, in Malaysia at least, Yamaha is the best selling bike brand in the market. Comparing it to Honda, comparing it to Kawasaki, comparing it to even Suzuki. And well, you can't mention the European brands because there are just not many people buy them. But so the Yamaha craze is still being carried forward to this day, and in the States this bike costs $11,500. When you convert it to ringgit, it's about plus minus 48 grand, 52, 53 grand, 53,000 ringgit. So 55,000 ringgit for this bike, I think is actually worth it. It's not priced too crazy like the KTMs, for example. It's not priced too crazy like the monsters, the Ducati monsters or the Hypermotard and whatnot. Even the BMWs, it's not priced as crazily as that. And the good thing about it is that for 58,000 ringgit, it's right in the middle. So the Duke 790 costed 63,000 ringgit. The 765R costs 61,000 ringgit on the road. Its closest price competitor is the Z900 SE. That one comes with Öhlins and Brembo brakes, Öhlins suspensions and Brembo brakes, whereas this one is the stock variant. So in Malaysia, they don't bring in the SP, they bring in the normal one, the normal variant. And if you ask me, the normal variant is more than enough already. Comparing it to the V1 and V2 MT09, it's got better suspension, both front and rear, noticeably the rear, because most of the people who buy the V2 MT09 can agree with me on this, that the suspension is absolute garbage. So Yamaha has done a wonderful job in upgrading the suspension and making everything better. So comparing it to the V2, and comparing it to the competition as well, you've got quick shifter as standard. You've got 6 SS IMU, which comes from the 2015 R1. It comes with adjustable front forks and rear, so it's preload and compression adjustable, and rebound as well. And what else is there to talk about? Oh, brakes are a little bit similar to the R1. I mean, I think it is similar. I'm not so sure about that. I haven't really looked into the manual. Now, is this bike worth it for the price I paid, which is 58,000? Honestly, in the past year of owning this bike, it's not given me any problems whatsoever. No engine problems, no clutch problems, no transmission problems. There was a problem with it The only problem with it that I had was that the bike was slanting to the right a bit. So as I was riding, I had to basically lean out to the left in order for the bike to be level on the road. So I sent it back to Yamaha. I think it was 2 weeks after I bought it. I found that it was slanting. So I sent it back to the dealer and I managed to get it fixed. And I think out of all the issues that everybody is, like screaming on social media, such as, oh, the frame is easy to break. Well, it's not. Let's be honest. Frames are meant to be bent if you are involved in a crash. This is coming from someone who, lost his MT07 due to the negligence of someone else on the road. The frame did bend, and it did. Basically, I had to ride off the bike because it wasn't worth getting it repaired, especially knowing the fact that spare parts was going to take so long to do. Let's talk about service. So for service, this bike, because it's a 40cc increment from the V1 and V2 MT09, it requires 4.4 liters of oil more. So in Malaysia, basically you have to pay for 4 bottles, whereas before this you have to pay for 3. And I think that is somewhat of a deal breaker to some people, because you do have to, because the cost service is a lot higher now. But there is a way around it. So if you were to purchase your oil online through Shopee and whatnot, through a reputable source, my service the other day came up to about 148 ringgit. So I purchased 3 bottles of Petronas F900 on it recently, and I also paid 28 ringgit for a Putolin oil filter and 3 liters of oil. I need 2 liters of oil, so my friend hooked me up because he had excess of F900 oil. And basically maintenance is actually very cheap if you actually do normal servicing. Air filter replacement doesn't cost much. It actually costs about 400 or to 500 ringgit depending on which brand you're going for. So DNA, strain filter, or K&N. Tires is pretty self-explanatory. I just changed this to the Angel GT because this is my daily commute, so it makes sense for me to go with a tire that can last me for a while. I still have my Pilot Road 6. It's wonderful. The grip is nice. So it's still got a few more treads left. And for tires, it's normal superbike price. Well, not normal big bike price in the country. So you can go as cheap as 900 ringgit all the way up to 1,800 ringgit if you decide to go for the R11s by Bridgestone, or the Rosso Corsa 4 by Pirellis, or even the Power Slicks from Michelin. It doesn't really matter. Again, your normal tire should be about 1,200 ringgit, so don't be surprised if it costs that much. But that's why you go for, but if you daily commute, that's why you go for a high mileage tire like the Angel GT. Yeah, other than that, it's been a very wonderful machine to ride. Mods that I did to it. So I've got this tail tidy mod that my guy Jeff hooked up. I've got Racing Boy's bar end mirrors. If you have never heard of Racing Boy before, they sponsor quite a few MotoGP teams in the World Championship, also quite a few Moto2 and Moto3 teams. I have carbon fiber handlebars. I didn't want to change it. Unfortunately, I had to because some bloke dropped my bike and basically made the handlebar bend. I also have cosmetic upgrades such as visor. So this actually does something. It actually does a lot of things well, and it deflects air. And before this, I was not using any visor for the bike, but windscreen for that matter. But after installing it, it does make a difference. Well, not noticeable. It does make noticeable changes, but not so big as if you're having a very big windscreen. So that's a different topic. Also have this cosmetic upgrade. It's kind of cool. It's got a mustache now. And yeah, oh, I also have the bar, and sorry, I also have the crash cage from Hepco and Becker that I purchased from the dealer. Also got steering dampers. Controversial. I know some people, they'll be bitching about it on social media, saying that, oh, you don't need steering dampers. Well, you do. Race bike actually needs one. Apart from that, nothing else. And I would say for 58 grand, it's worth every penny. And right now, it's even better to get it in Malaysia because dealers are giving high rebates such as free accessories, free gears, even cash rebate as well. So if you're purchasing the bike, you can look up to any dealers. I would recommend Takong Racing, which is where I purchased the bike from. I would recommend Welly Sungai Buloh. The service there is excellent, and yeah, I will get it again. I will get it again if I had the opportunity. So yeah, take care everyone. Thank you for watching this short review, and I'll see you in the next one.